Gohan's most dormant and hidden power has finally been awakened after Dragon Ball Super in one of the most brutal fashions you could ever think of, honestly. Cell has returned thanks to the extended power of Beerus and Whis, and he's been sent on a mission to get his revenge on Gohan. After Beerus saw the unique explosive power Gohan had displayed in his previous fights as a child, the guys were a little curious on how much dormant power he possessed at this point. This would cause Beerus to send Cell on the task to eliminate Videl in hopes that this would expose that hidden potential. However, Cell would go on to take things a little too far. He would go on to slaughter not only Videl, but baby Pan as well, as Gohan is brought to his knees from shock and mental torture from this being done right in front of his eyes. Not even Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan Blue forms were enough to overpower this new form of Cell, however, as Beerus had supplied him with a portion of his own power, thus making Hakaishin Cell, the god-powered android. Cell's only request, though, is for you guys to leave a like on this video, and as you saw, this fella's been moving mad, so I wouldn't test him personally. When Gohan finally regains consciousness from his first encounter with Cell, though, the pain from losing the ones he lived his life to protect consumes him, his dormant power bubbling over within him. Gohan's potential would burst through the seams, and this would give birth to a new Gohan, a form of Gohan that shook the current realm and truly impressed the gods finally, as enraged mystic Gohan was finally born. However, the betrayal by Beerus would not go unaddressed, as this brings us to the aftermath of a tense situation as Goku confronted Beerus about his involvement in this event in the next part of the recent fan manga by Jarius Smith we've been covering, Dragon Ball Rated. I can tell you're quite uncomfortable with the entire ordeal, Goku, Whis comments. Yes, I am, he replies. Pan was just a baby. This is when Beerus cuts in again, reiterating that her death was unfortunate and never intended for that to happen. The both of them will be wished back immediately as soon as this is over as well, Whis chimes in. Goku, however, still isn't sold, as he tells them that he's grateful they've gathered the Dragon Balls for them and all that, but no child should ever have to go through something like that. Vegeta interrupts him again though, saying that they can't change what's happened at this point. All they can do is move on and wish them back. I would assume Vegeta is in heavy disagreement with what's happened here as well, but he knows that there's little they can do to Beerus and Whis, which is really unfair, but it is what it is. Tell that to Gohan, Goku barks back at him. I don't know how he'll react once he finds out about this. That's a good point, Lord Beerus, Whis agrees. Beerus states that he's well aware he'll be angered, but they'll cross that bridge when they get there. Across the battlefield, Gohan and Cell are still clashing mid-air, both at the peak of their power now. Impressive, Gohan, Cell roars, and this is when he easily ducks Gohan's next punch and is able to restrain him from behind, telling him, "But you're still the same helpless little boy as before, only a bit taller. And your dad can't save you this time," he mocks. Well, this isn't looking good for Gohan, Whis says, as Beerus responds, "Indeed, he'd better think of something." Krillin and the others think this is just as insane as we do, as they look on as well. Come on, Gohan, Goku thinks, looking stressed out himself. You can do it. Up above, Cell is still just abusing Gohan, mocking him, continuing to squeeze his bear hug harder and harder as Gohan shrieks in pain. The sooner you give up, Gohan, the sooner you can reunite with your family. Like Android 16 said before I crushed his face in. Just let it go. This sends Gohan into a spiraling rage as his power erupts even more, and he's able to throw his head back and smack Cell in the face, and that definitely is gonna do the trick, as Gohan's rock-hard cranium forces Cell to let go and damn near makes him cry as he becomes enraged as well. Oof, I know that would hurt, Beerus says as the others look on. That's it, Gohan, now's your chance. His exhaustion is beginning to show, however, but Gohan tosses a flurry of blasts at Cell with everything he has left. When he sees the attacks incoming, Cell at the last moment is able to put his barrier up, but Gohan uses the smoke from the explosions as a diversion and appears directly in front of him, piercing straight through the barrier with his hand. He grabs Cell by the neck savagely as Beerus confirms that it seems like now Cell is on the receiving end. Gohan puts the vice grip on Cell's neck and it looks like he's about to crush his throat with his bare hand. "Does this seem familiar to you, Cell?" he asks, getting arrogant now. I told you I would make you suffer for that," he explodes as he recalls the pain and suffering Cell caused to him and so many others throughout their encounters, and he begins pelting him in the stomach with punches. That's for Android 16. This is when he remembers how Cell mercilessly slaughtered Trunks as well, and delivers another crushing blow to the midsection, letting him know that that one was for Trunks. Next, Gohan remembers how Cell took the most important man in his life away from him with the explosion during the Cell games, and with a dent already apparent in his ribs, Gohan delivers one more crushing blow that begins to cripple him. He would recall Videl as well, his wife, the woman that stood by his side through everything, being slaughtered right in front of his face, melting Cell with more powered up punches to the same area. Cell begins to cough up blood, and it's clear he won't be able to take much more of this, but this final one is beyond personal. "And this is for my daughter Pan," he roars as Gohan's final punch hits Cell square across the face, and it releases all the rage felt in his heart, all the anger tingling throughout his body, from the audacity of Cell's actions in that single punch. Cell takes a nosedive into the ground, causing a massive explosion of debris and dust, as Yamcha admits that they've never seen Gohan this brutal since he first transformed into Super Saiyan 2, Piccolo chimes in, which, yeah, he was kinda like chopping Cell Jr.'s limbs off and stuff, but I still can't believe he ascended to that level at that age, Vegeta says, remembering that form from the Cell games. "So you're telling me he was that much of a brute when he was just a child?" Beerus asks, to which Goku replies, "Well, yeah, he definitely was. And that power went to his head fast," Goku comments, "but back then, he did show signs of a true Saiyan," Vegeta admits, "like we're seeing now." "I see," Beerus says, with that sneaky look on his face again. Back on the battlefield, Cell finally emerges from the smoke, holding his midsection, enraged once again, but the pain may actually overwhelm any emotion he could be feeling. "What's the matter, Cell?" Gohan asks as he approaches him, sounding rather arrogant all over again. "Feeling helpless?" he asks with a smirk on his face. Cell continues to cough up blood as Gohan walks even closer. "So there's that confidence I remember," Cell utters. "And it was that same confidence that left you helpless with one arm." This sudden outburst catches Gohan off guard, and it's precisely at this moment that Cell brings his hands to his face and uses the solar flare technique, attempting to blind anyone within range. This attack singes Gohan's eyes as he's left with limited vision for far too long in a battle of this caliber, yelling about how he can't see anymore. When he does regain vision, however, he sees Cell hovering in midair, with his aura growing larger and larger as he charges his power. "It seems you desperately wish to reunite with your family, Gohan," Cell roars as he raises a hand in the air, creating a ginormous orb of energy overhead. "Guys," Krillin says, trembling, this is crazy. It's too much." "Krillin's right," Yamcha responds. "This is getting out of control." "There's nothing we can do though," Piccolo says as Tien agrees. Even Vegeta looks on, astounded, as an attack of this magnitude could easily wipe them all out. "We don't have to do anything but have faith in my son just like I did before," Goku reassures them. "He'll overcome and defeat Cell again." "Let's see if he can pull it off then," Beerus replies. "Don't worry, you'll soon be with your family again, Gohan," Cell yells from the skies, his attack growing larger and larger by the second. Gohan knows that there's no way he can let a blast like that come in contact with the earth, so he begins charging the Kamehameha. Cell uses both hands now to hold his attack overhead, telling Gohan that he'll have his vengeance now and rid himself of this planet once and for all, as Gohan continues preparing to meet his attack head on. "This is it, Gohan," he roars as Cell launches the massive sphere down towards the earth, telling them all to die. Gohan meets the attack halfway with a beam of his own though, as the two enter the final struggle of the battle, reminiscent of how their previous battle concluded. The massive collision is a back and forth tug of war in a sense, as both Cell and Gohan give it everything they've got to erase the other. "Oh my," Whis comments. "I don't know if Gohan can handle a blast of that magnitude for much longer." "This will no doubt be his greatest challenge," Beerus admits. The others, however, seem to maintain faith in Gohan, especially his father, as Goku truly believes he can do this once again. "Just give it up, Gohan," Cell says, seeing the struggle in his face. "You failed to protect Android 16, you failed to protect Trunks, you failed to protect your father, and you failed to protect your own wife and child." This sends a dagger through Gohan's heart as he admits that he's felt that his entire life he's let people down. Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, Chiaotzu, Krillin, 16, Trunks, my father, and now you two? "I swear on my life, never again," he roars as his power overwhelms the destructive spear. Cell is blown back by the Kamehameha once again as he's shocked by the power Gohan is displaying out of nowhere. "This is impossible," he roars. Gohan's beam consumes Cell as his power rages on, remembering Videl and Pan, the two things he cherished most in life. Cell is blasted to pieces in the wake of this attack as his voice fades into space. Blown into the outer atmosphere, it would seem that Hakaishin Cell is finally no more, but Gohan is still a broken man as he descends to the ground and returns to base form. "He did it! My son defeated a god," Goku cheers. "Well, technically yes," Beerus admits. "Something you've yet to do, however, Kakarot," Vegeta chimes in. Gohan falls to his knees, however, enraged, saddened, brought to tears that now that the battle is over, he has nothing to go home to. "I'm sorry, Videl. Pan," he says, and then he lets out an ear-shattering shriek as the others approach him hesitantly. The next day, everyone gathers at Gohan's house as Whis presents the Dragon Balls as promised as they prepare to summon Shenron. "You ready, Gohan?" Goku asks as Gohan, with a stern look, replies, "Yeah." When they set the Dragon Balls down, Goku goes on to summon Shenron as the mighty dragon appears from the globe. "I am the eternal dragon Shenron," he declares. "Speak now, for I will grant you one wish." "Shenron," Goku calls out, "I wish for you to revive both Videl and Pan who were killed by Cell yesterday." Shenron goes on to grant the wish, confirming his request is complete, and then the dragon disappears again with a farewell as the 7 Dragon Balls scatter across the planet. "Where are they?" Gohan asks, but this is when the door to his house opens and Videl appears, holding baby Pan. As they're reunited, Gohan apologizes repeatedly as Videl confirms that it's fine. They're back now. "Are you satisfied with the outcome, Lord Beerus?" Whis asks, as Beerus confirms that he, in fact, is. "The boy showed signs of a true warrior," he goes on. "There is no telling how much power is locked away within him." Upon hearing this, though, Gohan asks his father to stay with Videl and Pan momentarily, and then he walks towards Beerus and Whis. "My father and Vegeta told me how Cell came back," Gohan says as he confronts Beerus. "What they told you is true," the god replies. "However, I wasn't finished," Gohan cuts him off sternly. Whis locks in as the tension increases instantly, with Beerus reminding Gohan that he just got his family back and he best not ruin it. Gohan goes on, however, telling him that he may not agree with his methods, but it did at least open his eyes. "I can no longer neglect my training," he says. "From this point on, my family's safety comes first, which means I realize I have a lot of work to do on myself in harnessing my power. So for that, I thank you. Now I know I'm no match for you at my current level, but should you ever take my family from me like that again, I swear I'll spend the rest of my life with the sole purpose of taking you down," he says, "no matter the cost." "I see," Beerus replies. "I like this boy." But this is when Gohan turns his attention to Whis and things actually take a turn. "Please train me," he asks, and with almost no hesitation, the angel replies with an intrigued yes. And so after Gohan's intense battle with Cell, vaporizing the villain for a second and hopefully final time, he realized that all those studies are important, and remember that to all my younger viewers as well, your education is very important. He must focus on getting stronger for the sake of his family so this situation never happens again. As such, he departs with Beerus and Whis back to their home world to train, leaving behind his wife and daughter for the greater good of their future. It wouldn't take long either, as we could expect, as after only a few months of training with the gods, Whis and Beerus noticed how fast Gohan's power had accelerated, thus intriguing Beerus even further. We would go on to see a scenario where Gohan is sparring with Whis, attempting to land a single blow on him as Whis easily dodges and deflects everything with ease thanks to his perfected Ultra Instinct. "Now Gohan, don't forget what I've taught you," he tells him. Gohan would back up as the two separate, saying, "Right, I must strike with a calm mind instead of with emotion." "That's correct," Whis tells him. "You can have all the muscles in the world, but it's honestly pointless if you allow your emotions to consume you. Then things like anger and confusion will take over, and your opponent will take advantage of that, thus causing me to inevitably be defeated," Gohan finishes for him, showing how much attention he's been paying thus far. "Exactly," Whis replies. That's enough for now, however. The two then go on to return to where Beerus was watching from as he comments how Gohan catches on rather quickly. "Thank you, Lord Beerus," Gohan replies, but it's clear that things still haven't rolled over easy yet. As expected, there's still a bit of tension between the two of you, Whis chimes in. Beerus states how it's understandable, though I've already apologized and your family is alive and well. I know you're smart enough to not allow a little tension to change that, he warns him. "Of course not," Gohan replies. "That's what I thought. Whis, if it's alright with you," Gohan begins, "I'm gonna go meditate for a while." "Very well," Whis tells him as Gohan walks off to let his aggression settle. Off in the mountaintop somewhere on Earth, Piccolo is meditating as well, contemplating everything that had taken place recently. If only I'd gotten there sooner, he thinks to himself. He remembers the faces, the screams, the tears, everything he worked so hard and swore to protect, destroyed before he could even arrive. If I had been there, then maybe, just maybe I could have prevented Videl and Pan from dying. I'm tired. I'm tired of feeling useless, he roars. Whenever I had to get stronger, I had to fuse with someone. First it was Nail, he goes on, remembering the attempt to defeat Frieza all those years ago. Then it was Kami, whom he combined with during the Android saga and is combined with forever. However, the power attained was unlike any other. No more, he roars. I know I'm not a Saiyan and I'll never be as powerful as Goku or Vegeta, but I will find a way to increase my own strength without having to rely on anyone. There'll come another time where I'll be needed, he goes on. And when that time comes, I swear I'll be ready. But first, I think it's time for another session in the hyperbolic time chamber. And this is when he flies off, headed full speed towards the lookout. Back on Beerus' planet, Gohan continues to meditate in solitude upon a stump as nearby, the god and angel watch him closely. The boy has grown quite strong in the little time he's been here, Beerus comments, with Whis agreeing, saying that he indeed progresses at a faster rate than both Goku and Vegeta. It's quite impressive. As they continue watching, Beerus gets another bright idea and asks Whis to bring Goku here next. I want you to compare these two to see where Gohan really stands, he admits. As you wish, Whis replies as he heads off. Back home on Earth, Goku is still spending time with his daughter-in-law and granddaughter as he plays with Pan, but all of a sudden, Whis appears again. Greetings, Goku and Videl, he says as they address the angel. What's up, Whis, Goku says. How's Gohan's training coming along? Actually, that's why I'm here, Whis admits. Lord Beerus wishes for you to return with me to examine his current strength compared to yours. Really? That sounds fun, Goku says, but do you think his new strength can really match Blue? It hasn't been that long since he's been gone. Be that as it may, Whis admits, I think you'll be quite surprised. And I don't think we should keep Lord Beerus waiting too long. As you know, he is impatient. That's true, Goku comments, crossing his arms. Alright, well, let's go. Be sure to tell me all about how strong Gohan's gotten, Goku, Videl says as he and Whis head off back to the God Realm. I've returned with Goku as you've asked, Lord Beerus, Whis says as they touch down back in the God Realm finally. Goku tries to greet Lord Beerus, but Beerus is already annoyed at how long it took them to get back. Sorry about that, Goku apologizes. The reason I've called you here, he says, is to compare Gohan's new strength to mine. Whis told me, Goku chimes in. That's correct. Whis goes over to Gohan and apologizes for disturbing his meditation. However, his presence is required for a moment. Lord Beerus wishes to compare my strength to my dad's to see where I'm currently at, right? Gohan answers. That's correct. Alright then, I'm in. They walk back over to Beerus and Goku as Goku immediately says that he can tell that Gohan is different, so this should be good. Hey dad, it's good to see you, Gohan says, seeing his dad for the first time in months. You too, son. I'm sure you've been made aware of why we're here, so are you ready, Goku asks. Gohan of course responds yeah, as Beerus and Whis prepare themselves for another great show. A lot of manipulation taking place in this one, but the battle soon begins as Goku powers up to Super Saiyan Blue. This is when Gohan takes a breath and leaves Beerus, Whis, and Goku on the edge of their seats as they await his new power once again. As Gohan begins powering up, he levels the area nearby with his energy, ascending past Super Saiyan as his hair takes on that grayish glow once more. His body transforms and his eyes change as he shows his father the fruits of his training finally. At long last, I've ascended, Gohan says as he completes his transformation. Goku is beyond impressed as he tells Gohan he's improved so much in such a short amount of time, and he's proud of him. You're gonna hold your own much better than last time, he says. Not only that, Gohan comments, but I'm gonna beat you this time. Then you better give it everything you've got, Goku replies as the battle finally kicks off as Gohan charges in, but Goku blocks his punch. This is definitely gonna be an insane fight that I cannot wait to dive into, but somewhere out in space, something strange is taking place. A familiar ship is seen in the cosmos, and on board, Sorbet asks, "Sir, do you want me to plot a course for Earth?" "Those Saiyans," Frieza says, scowling as we see him on the ship as well. "I may have fought alongside them to secure the safety of the universe, but it's still mine to rule." "Well, it seems you've been having trouble since I've been away," another being says from the shadows in the background. "I'm not asking you for your help, nor did I ask for your opinion on the matter," Frieza responds. "You may not ask," the being says, "but we both know that you need it." In the final panel, it's shown that the person reuniting with Frieza is none other than Cooler, his brother, who says that based on the information he's been given, you failed to kill these Saiyans on multiple occasions. So it might be time for a different approach, he admits, as a new age in Dragon Ball Rage is about to begin, with Gohan's problems long from coming to an end here.